afternoon, good evening, good whatever it is, wherever you are. My name's Katie O, and this is Musings. Welcome back to my living room for another astrology Peephole for today, the 11th of September, 2021. We are in a waxing crescent moon in the sign of Scorpio. And there is something very exciting happening today, my friends. Today we have Venus's transit into the sign of Scorpio, which, super cool. I heard bibbidi bobbidi boo. Yes, Cinderella, rags to riches, if only for a night. You know, this is what the vibes are right now. First of all, it's interesting because the moon is in Scorpio right now, and Venus is joining it in Scorpio. So it's already had its kind of moment where it kind of did its conjunction thing. If I'm not mistaken, we already talked about that a couple of days ago, didn't we? Yeah. Yeah, we already talked about that one. Oh, but it's going to come back. Oh, no, yeah, it was yesterday we talked about that. So the moon... Sorry, guys, just like getting my boundaries here. Consulting my notes. Gotta make sure, you know, right? We measure 14 times and then we cut once. Either way, the moon in Scorpio, as Venus joins it, is this beautiful energy of, it's like the fairy godmother is ushering Cinderella towards her destiny, towards this like bold, interesting, different move, you know? Like, Cinderella wasn't going to go to the ball. Her dress got all torn up by those terrible stepsisters, and she was crying, and she was all upset, and she wasn't going to get to go, right? But here comes the fairy godmother going, So maybe in this past little while, maybe this time that the time that Venus spent in Libra might have felt a little bit like doing all this work, creating this beautiful dress just to be ready to leave for the ball, and somebody pours a cup of coffee all over it. This like feeling of defeat. But Venus in Scorpio is no longer going to be a feeling of defeat, my friends. If you've been feeling like you're on the verge of giving up lately, let me tell you, this changes today. There is no more of this defeatist attitude. There's no more of this victimhood. There's no more of this woe is me. There is no more place for that when Venus is in Scorpio, because she does things differently. Scorpio is the sign of transformation. Scorpio is the sign that rules the death card in tarot, and it's all about the death and rebirth of things. And the sign of Venus is, yes, about our feminine energy, as we've been talking about lately, but it is also very, very much about things like abundance. And abundance can be money, yeah, but it can be creativity, it can be love. It's just a balanced Venus is represented by even flow of energy, by living in your authenticity, by living in your integrity, by being tenacious, by hearing your guidance, by listening to the cues of the universe, by following the signs, whatever that may mean to you. But this is really interesting energy, like I said, with the moon being in Scorpio. It's the fairy godmother has come and gone, bibbidi bobbidi boo, let's send you to the ball, all right? It's really, really nice stuff. So I've got here also in my notes, the high priestess energy and the empress energy are sort of merging together, right? Is this like sort of intuition and this, you know, like divinely guided, knowing, secrets. It can be like prophecies. It can be that kind of stuff. All of that is now merging with the real worldly energy of Venus, the real abundant energy. So as I've been preaching for a little while, I've been saying for a bit, it was the time to rest. It was the time to gather information. It was the time to analyze. It was the time to weigh the scales. Now it is the time to go. Now is the motion. Now is the things moving. Now is the stuff coming into the 3D for realsies. Yeah. And I know I keep on saying it, but for some of you, maybe you just didn't see it coming because it wasn't ready. Maybe you pulled up a whole new set of resistances when you were told that, hey, I'm about to get my gifts. Maybe you were presented your gift and you went, no, I don't want that thing anymore. You know, the waiter showing up with your meal and you being like, oh, I didn't order that. No, I don't want that. And they're like, well, I've got it down right here that you wanted a club sandwich. And you're like, I don't want that. No. Send it back. I don't know. Everybody, there's been a pretty strong feeling of everybody going at their own pace lately. So there you have it. Maybe there has been around lately where some of you guys did have your breakthroughs, and maybe some of you guys waited, and now is the time for some more of you that you get those breakthroughs. Either way, everybody is going, there is some sort of like a upgrade. The fairy godmother is going to do, and you just, by, it seems magic, are able to go to the ball. Yeah? All right, so I've got noted here, emotional, subconscious, feminine energy is in harmony at the moment. So, to welcome this time of real life transformation. So until the 7th of October, when Venus transits the sign of Sagittarius, we're in a passionate, active, transformative time with regards to Venusian energy. We were before aware of the need to transform our feminine energy, maybe our ideals about it, that sacral chakra vibe, like maybe it's our ideas about sex, maybe it's our ideas about creativity, maybe it's just like whatever Venusian energies mean to you, there is in a proper trial by fire, make this more suitable to our needs. We are closing one door and opening another now. It's the proper transformation. Trial by fire, the phoenix is rising, whatever you want to call it, all right? It's not going to be handed to you on a silver platter though, my friends, because Scorpio energy, it's the death card, right? In order to have your new pathway, you have to step off of the old one. In order to buy your new car, you need to sell your old one. In order to get a new girlfriend, you need to dump your old one. Whatever, whatever it is, you name it, you cannot move forward with whatever it is that you have right now if you want to have something new. You have to leave this behind so you can claim the thing that is now in alignment with you. And that thing that you're leaving behind, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it was never right for you. This was an energy that you really needed to be in for some time, but now there's no more room for that, okay? There was a place and a time for those teachings. There was a place and a time for that job. There was a place and a time for being single. There was a place and a time for whatever Venusian energy it is for you. It's no longer the place and the time for that. There is a new reality coming into play, and it's time now to bibbidi bobbidi boo, will it into existence and claim it, okay? Yeah, so Cinderella and her fairy godmother here. We've got a couple more things going on. We've got some trends or some aspects happening up in the skies. We've got 3 things going on with our good friend the moon, who I'd like to remind you, again, let's reiterate, in the sign of Scorpio. Lots of Scorpio, lots of Scorpio. Okay, the moon is making a square with Saturn right now. Saturn retrograde in the sign of Aquarius is all about changing those old structures, old mindsets, old rules, old way we do things, old institutions, old people we hang out with, old whatever it is, and transforming it, all right? Saturn is the planet of karma. And a square, yes, is a challenging, obstacle-filled aspect, yeah? But this is all about identifying the karmic lessons, yeah? If we've not yet identified them, now is a really good energy to do so, making realizations about sort of the lessons that we've learned, and how to move forward with them with our moon in Scorpio, right? This is the death and rebirth time. And if you, I'm getting that very shamanic vibe of the recapitulation. Yeah, before you die, you need to recapitulate your life. You need to go over all of the interactions, all the people you met, all the way you felt, all the, or even before you go to sleep, you think about all of the interactions you had in your day, everything that you did, You know, it's a real, this moon squaring Saturn is a very big recapitulation vibe. Yeah, it's gonna need, like, there's things that just need to be learned now. You've learned great lessons, and this isn't we're not diminishing any of the lessons you've learned, but in order to move forward with the new things that you want, there is this, you need to acknowledge the lessons that you learned, recapitulate the work that you've done, and acknowledge it all for what it is. Difficult, breezy, easy, piece of cake, lemon squeezy, whatever the hell. It doesn't matter what it is. Whatever lessons you've learned, whatever karma you have reaped, good or bad, those are all relative terms anyway. This is the recapitulation of it all, okay? We also have the moon in opposition with Uranus, which is retrograde in the sign of Taurus, which is a bit of an interesting vibe because Uranus is usually that vibe of unexpected changes, right? But when it's retrograde, it doesn't necessarily do things so abruptly. And especially when it's retrograde in the sign of Taurus, Taurus being a very firm, nurturing, this is the way we do this because this is the tried and true manner, not just the Saturnian, like, this is what we do. Yeah. Taurus has a bit of it can have a hoof in the mud kind of vibe, but it also has this very motherly, nourishing Venusian energy, in fact. So again, this transformation we're having with regards to Venusian energies, with regards to the way we feel about femininity, with regards to our shadow work we're doing, with regards to how we receive, you name it, put yourself in the place that you need to be. They're not coming so abruptly. They are coming, yes, there's changes happening, but they're happening in a very different way. Okay? So with this, these changes are still at odds with our emotions, or they're pulling on our emotions and our subconscious, right? It's still a tug of war between the moon and Uranus, which isn't necessarily super fun. But with a nurturing energy, with a compassionate energy, pulling in the bright sides of Taurus, we can make this a little bit more comfortable. So in my notes I have, we're aware that these changes are we're aware that these sort of these big moving and shaking energies are bringing us passionate changes in our life, right? We know that they might not be comfortable, but we know that it's going to be for the better. And right now we just kind of have to be in a vibe of trusting, all right? So this brought to mind the scene in Cinderella where the spell wears off, right? They're like off in the carriage, but like, you know, that horses are turning back into is it the mice? I can't remember. Anyway, the horse and the carriage and everything is all turning back into its natural state, right? It's this like, oh God, like screeching to a halt, like oh boy, the dream is over, maybe, for some of you, yeah? Maybe there was a really sobering vibe that happened lately with these Uranus energies that have been. Maybe it was a real like, oh boy, I thought I was riding in a horse-drawn carriage and all of a sudden I'm sitting in a squashed pumpkin with a bunch of rats at my feet. So I'm very sorry for those of you who have been experiencing extremely adverse sort of effects of this Uranus energies lately, and especially some of you guys have been going through some proper shadow work too, with these coming to terms with Venusian energies, with femininity, with shadow work, with all of that. Guys, you are all very brave soldiers, my friends. So yes, this moon opposite Uranus is that uncomfortable, sobering, coming back to realize that the dream is over. But we have the moon making a sextile right now with the sun, which brings me to the end of the movie, where even though they locked her in a tower, even though the stepsisters were all over him, even though there was all these things against Cinderella, the prince still managed to find her and put that slipper on her shoe. Okay? So this moon sextiling the sun is a very encouraging energy to continue to trust that the head and the heart are going to come back into unison. That the head and the heart come back, that the masculine and feminine come back, that the normalcy returns, that the this tumultuous energy will be comforted and nurtured and soothed back into a state of peace. All right. So I've got the head and the heart are healing each other in the face of this very turbulent time with our home. Okay, right? So we've had that stressful area with the home energy, with the sacral chakra. Some of you have been vibing a little harder on the grounding energies with your root chakra. Some of you guys have been going a little bit more into the solar plexus, where it is very much this self-worth, determination. Some of you guys may have been struggling with kind of addictive personalities or addictions in general. And addictions don't have to be to substances, right? They can be to people. They can be to ideals. Either way, there is this very much, it's been rough, right? But we've been it's an evolution of ideas that's been coming about to us. We've been redefining, like I said, what it means to be feminine, what it means to receive, what it means to sit in our shadows, all of that stuff. And it's not been comfortable, but let me tell you guys, like, it really is, it's all of these energies that have been coming up lately. Yes, they're challenging. And yes, I know some of you guys are really not loving getting this advice or these tidbits, but like, seriously, like I said, moon sextile the sun, this is the encouraging energy. This is the don't give up now. Everything will be coming to fruition. Everything will present itself to you when it needs to. Don't worry, you're gonna, and this is really like, I feel that energy very much, that nostalgia, that Six of Cups vibe, where future you is looking back at present you, watching me on this video right now, feeling all chagrined and not understanding what the heck is going on. And they're going, oh my God, I'm so glad that I toughed it out. Oh my God, I'm so glad that I just kept on running because I got to the finish line, and oh, wow, is it sweet. I'm so grateful that I did persevere. Perseverance, perseverance. All right, I'm going to pull one card from the Oracle of Mystical Moments for the card of the day, today, the 11th of September, 2021. Whoa! We're going to take that one because it was upright, unobstructed, right in front of me. Super right there vibes. There's another one here, but okay, I got to show it to you. It's the Knight of Pentacles. So yes, we've been very patient. They said it's not us. This is reiterating, guys. Look at the sun. Look, she's got this crow over her one eye, allowing her one eye to perceive all this brightness. Yeah, she's got one eye in darkness, one eye in brightness. So this sun card brings to mind a lot of duality of the feeling of fulfillment and happiness and enlightenment. Don't get too caught up on the word enlightenment, guys. I'm not talking the like Buddha under the Bodhi tree enlightenment, friends. I'm just talking about like the bringing to light of things, the clarity of situations, the truth of stuff. But happiness as well. Look at this beautiful little smirk on her face. Look, she's just like very content, right? She's like, yeah, I knew. I always knew. Yeah, I got this dirty mangy bird on my face, but it's all right. I understand. I get it. I get it. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say, yep, yep, yep. I'll say it again. All right, I'm going to grab from the bag of tricks. Let's just get three little ones to see. Twin flame, oh my, okay. Appreciate yourself and take responsibility. Okay, guys, some of you guys are going through a quote-unquote twin flame journey, okay? Some of you guys identify with this twin flame journey. Some of you guys are more just like seeking your destiny, seeking the things that are meant for you, hoping to just get to be into that place where you feel like, wow, I don't need to be, like, it's like you have this void that you just want to fill, right? There's this space that you're like, oh, there's something that has to go there, right? However you identify with it, you are seeking something, all right? And we have been talking about this time and time again, but the only way to get the sun, you feel the here comes the sun vibe, right? But the only way to get that sun is to appreciate the shadow, appreciate the unpredictability of things. Look, this is a little sparrow that she's got over her eyes. Sparrows, I've got one tattooed onto my shoulder over here. Sparrows for me are all about loyalty, okay? It's about coming back to your home port. It's about knowing the things that knowing the way the flowers grow, okay? And knowing where to seek nourishment, where to go back to be recharged, okay? Some of you, it's been the shadows, and no, it's not comfortable. But this is bringing you into a really beautiful place where you can appreciate yourself, where you're going to be in a gratitude stance, where you're just going to be absolutely bringing in all those beautiful things that you deserve. But the first thing that you have to do is collaborate with the universe, a Three of Pentacles energy here. And that involves the biggest obstacle right now for you to collaborate with the universe in order for them to bring things into the 3D for you is taking responsibility for stuff. Some of you guys are still pointing fingers. Some of you guys are still going, it's not, I've done, like, I can't do anything because I'm out of control of this situation. I'm not the one that made this decision. I'm not excuses, my dears. It is time to be compassionate to oneself. And the best way to be compassionate with yourself is by being honest, truthfully, 1000% honest with yourself. And if you are not taking responsibility for the way that things have laid out for you lately, you're lying to yourself. You're sevens of sorting the shit out of you. And that is like the most unacceptable travesty in the eyes of the universe. All right? Because if you disrespect yourself, you disrespect the universe, because you are just one of those little shards from that greater mirror that is the wholeness and entirety of everything. Everybody's searching for God, searching for source, searching for a meaning. You are God. You are source. You are the meaning. You are the sun. It's not here comes the sun. Is you are the sun. It's you. It's always been you. All right, that's it for me. I'm going to be back over here on YouTube for another Astrology People tomorrow, the 12th of September 2021, and I will also be over on Instagram for a live discussion of tarot for the moon transit. Until then, though, I'm so sorry for anything you're going through. If I've made you feel a certain way, thank you so much for lending your energy to this beautiful circuit that I hold so dear. Thank you to your guides, my guides, the Ascended Masters, the angels, the ancestors, the unicorns, the butterflies, the whatever, you name it, whatever energy has come into play to get us these beautiful messages for our highest good today. I love you to the moon and the stars and infinity and beyond and back, and I accept this, and I hope you do too, but if not, hey, it's totally cool. We'll catch you again on the flip side. Bye.